Well, hello everyone, and welcome to The Weird Man, an exploration of the access of leadership for everyone. This is the first episode of Series 3. The first two series established a foundation worldview for your leadership in the world. If you are new to this conversation, I suggest that you go back to episode 1 of Series 1 and work your way through. It will give you a more sure grounding. Then you start here and then ask questions that have their answer in the earlier episodes, and I just send you back there. You can still make comments and inquiries of the material presented in the earlier series, and I will still respond to them. This third series and future series will deal with the application of this worldview in leadership and leadership projects. I completed Series 2 with a look at the leadership project, and that some of the things in your life are not yet in the form of leadership projects, but they should be. Your life as leader is your life. The only question for you is what your life is, what you want your life to be, what you want your world to be. Anywhere there is a discrepancy between the situations of what your life is and what you want your life and the world to be is the arena of your leadership. Now, who you are is not the entity that you think you are, because there is a way you experience yourself and the world through your senses, either directly or scientifically or intuitively or psychically. There are two primary methods that give you access to who you are really. And these are getting that who you are really is bigger than anything that shows up for you as you and the world. And secondly, being and in action as virtue, spirituality, and the generation of futures is access to who you are really, including your larger reality, without you turning to any more mystical practices. Now, these two primary methods are states of being, and as states of being they are access to you as being a leader and your leadership. When you are living, even if momentarily, as that you have gotten that who you are really is bigger than anything that shows up for you as you, and being as accessed by the language of virtues, spirituality, and the generation of futures, then you have access, just a little access, to the larger vast dimensions of the larger reality. You have access to the larger reality. You can't see that. You can't feel that. You can't build a tool to see or measure or find evidence for that. You have access. It is the water in which who you are really lives, and lives like there is nothing there except the living. You're living in the bigger reality of who you are really, and your access as the language of virtues, spirituality, and the generation of futures is the clearing for your leadership projects and everything that is required for the realization of those futures. The clearing of your leadership projects invites and attracts all the requisite tools and techniques and ways of being for the project. Not like immediately attracts, but will get them all there. We, as living as the language of virtues and spirituality in the generation of futures that is your leadership project, has an effect like creating wormholes in the matrix of our larger reality. These connections realize unpredictable relationships in our world, from which derives unimagined solutions to the discomfort of life, as generating a better world with new networks and new structures, a new world. Now, we finish this episode with a so what. Now, the whole point of my labouring over this for nearly a year now is to set up a reality for your leadership of specific endeavours. So I'm going to begin listing the leadership endeavours that shows up in my world. I'm going to deal with them in real terms over time and in documentary here on this vlog. I request you to do the same. And by list I mean write in the comments below something you are committed to right now and that you are going to deal with as leadership. Through the lens of these projects, you can share how Love SG is providing your access in the project. As well, I'll raise further aspects of bringing leadership to bear. My leadership endeavours and commitments right now is to use a lifetime of knowledge and skill in the areas of movement training, dance and leadership to a collaborative and ecologically orientated human world. I have 3 key areas of work that I can exploit for these purposes. The first area is bringing leadership training to the common person throughout the world. The second is creating an online physiotherapy clinic, my first career, as a transformation in bringing the science and health benefits of this field to bear worldwide. And thirdly, The World is Dancing is already a project towards a language of body as sophisticated as our verbal and written languages in engaging story and creating new selves and futures. Now each of these have 2 or 3 sub-projects that are in various phases of development. You don't need a list like this. I've been in action for a long time. I'm now 60 years old and the next decade is my legacy years. In these years, I give everything I've accumulated in knowledge, skills and leadership to novel works and works that make a difference for humanity and the planet. You can just write one thing. Everyone's got one thing going on in their lives. Write it down in the comments. Write down how you are activating in your life this year. Declare it is the only way you're going to get it happening. And if you've got more than one to go for it. So let's have some fun. Big goals are not serious business. Small goals are serious. Small goals are so constrained and serious that it's hard to breathe. Big goals that come with expansive breaths and great laughter and joy and great purpose. That's something to live in. Bye for now.